Well, good afternoon. Dr. Jackson, members of the Institute Board of Trustees, honorands, alumni, and friends. I'd like to welcome you this evening to the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. My name is Jeff Shantz. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Alumni Relations and the Executive Director of the Rensselaer Alumni Association. In 1995, the RAA, with the full endorsement of the Institute Board of Trustees, created the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame to preserve and celebrate the exceptional heritage of alumni accomplishments throughout the years. The stories of these innovators, pioneers, and entrepreneurs provide a powerful source of inspiration for all who follow in their paths and who, like them, will continue to shape our world. 5 individuals have been selected for induction into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame, bringing the total membership to just 68. The 2011 class of inductees includes a Rensselaer president, an architect, the inventor of the digital camera, a genome scientist, and a molecular geneticist. They carry on the tradition of Rensselaer's distinguished legacy. And at this time, I would like to recognize the members of the selection committee and publicly thank them for their hard work. I'm confident that when we introduce the newest Hall of Fame members, you will agree that this committee was successful in selecting the best of the best. Would the members of the selection committee please stand and be recognized? And now it truly is my distinct pleasure to introduce the chairman of the Institute Board of Trustees and member of the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame Selection Committee, the Honorable Judge Arthur J. Gallarza, Rensselaer class of 1962.
Thank you, Jeff. Good evening and welcome. It's my pleasure to begin this auspicious occasion as we induct the newest members to join the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame. Rensselaer tradition of low walls and multidisciplinary collaboration and of close partnership with industry and government is bringing us the attention we deserve in the 21st century, just as it did in the 19th and the 20th centuries. The stories of our inductees tonight will illustrate that these individuals are the best and the brightest of our institution. As Jeff mentioned, I have had the distinct pleasure of being a member of the Rensselaer Board of Trustees since 1994 and chairman of the board as of December of this past year. As a proud member of the class of 1962, I've had an association with the Rensselaer spanning more than 50 years, but I'm not that old. During that time, I've witnessed the Institute change and grow, and in recent years excel in ways that very few of us could have dreamed or imagined under the inspired leadership of our visionary president, Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson. I know it's not easy to lead the way, particularly during the turbulent times we've experienced in the recent years. It takes strength, courage, determination, and the will to persevere despite all challenges. Traits exhibited by someone that I am proud to have the privilege to be associated with at Rensselaer and to work with her. It is my pleasure this evening to introduce to you our 18th president, Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson.
Well, good afternoon and early evening, and welcome to the 2011 Alumni Hall of Fame induction. From the bridge builders of the 19th century to the 20th century engineers of space exploration, from the innovators of the Industrial Revolution to the 21st century entrepreneurs of computer technology, Rensselaer alumni and alumni continue to shape our world. We gather this evening to preserve and to celebrate the long and exceptional heritage of Rensselaer graduates. At Rensselaer, our graduates leave prepared to design superior bridges, even today, and levee systems, to manage complex and interwoven global data systems, and to devise new sources of power and redundancies to ensure the safety, sufficiency, and security of the energy supply of our nation and the world. We prepare the scientists and the bioengineers of the future who will seek new answers to age-old questions of human health and welfare, to treat and prevent illness, and to make breakthrough advances that improve the quality of all lives on the planet. At Rensselaer, we are creating the university of choice for students who want to be at the leading edge of science and technology, as our graduates have been, and our faculty, I must say, for nearly 2 centuries. We have established a diverse community of learners, enabling our students to reach their full potential so that they may take what they learn here and share it with the world, to make it a better place for humankind, just as those that came before them have done. We guide our students, educated from their first days on campus, to work together in interdisciplinary teams, to think creatively, to address and conquer sophisticated problems, to make new discoveries, and to do so within the context of very rapid globalization. At Rensselaer, we provide our students with exposure to the whole world, not just their academic disciplines. We help them to develop a discerning nature and an understanding of the entire world around them. Our first-year students arrive, as they did just a few weeks ago, young, of course, but very eager to learn. We are here as a university because these young minds are our hope for the future. Each one is part of the whole, part of the university, and part of the world. We teach them with unique approaches and facilities in what I have called diversity-enhanced education, across a broad meaning of that word, so that as graduates, they will have the outlook and capabilities to lead and to have an impact. We impress upon our students a sense of the urgency of the need for energy security as just one immediate and pressing example of the world's need for technologically educated leaders. We must raise them upon the shoulders of those who created the Rensselaer legacy of leadership in technological innovation and scientific discovery, like those we honor this evening. And so I'm proud to lead this special place, this great university, with its undeniable legacy of leadership. In the tradition of leaders like our founder, Stephen Van Rensselaer, like George Lowe, Rensselaer class of 1948, and like Livingston W. Houston, Rensselaer class of 1913, one of our inductees to be honored this evening. Since 1824, we have been at the vanguard of change as we help to achieve our nation's leadership in industry, in education, in commerce. We have had an impact not only on a great nation, but on the very world we all inhabit. So today, boldly and with confidence, we move forward borne upon our history and upon our understanding that science and technology can truly change the world. And as we prepare to induct our newest members into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame, please allow me to introduce those current family members or representatives who are here with us this evening. And if they are here, I would ask them to stand and be recognized. And if they aren't, we will applaud them nonetheless. Dr. Nancy Deloy Fitzroy, Rensselaer class of 1949, an internationally recognized and honored expert in the field of heat transfer and fluid flow, and the first woman to lead the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. There's Nancy. Dr. J. Christopher Jaffe, also Rensselaer class of 1949, an innovator and leader in architectural acoustic design. He blends the world of art, architecture, and technology and consults on more than 250 performance halls worldwide. Is Chris Jaffe here this evening? Please. Dr. Ivor Gaver, class of 1964, co-winner of the 1973 Nobel Prize for Physics. He conducted investigations that led to an understanding of electron tunneling, becoming a foundation for the study of superconductivity. And I must say that when I was an undergraduate, I studied Dr. Gaver's work, and it had a big influence on my becoming a physicist. Is Dr. Gaver here this evening? Ms. Margaret Mason Bruce, great-great-granddaughter of William Pitt Mason, Rensselaer class of 1874, a pioneer in sanitation chemistry. Mr. Mason was a major contributor to the world's knowledge and understanding of the need for pure municipal water supplies. And isn't it interesting how we come full circle in light of the challenges to our infrastructure with the weather we've been having? Is Ms. Bruce here this evening? We are so pleased that all of you could join us. Tonight we honor, we respect, and importantly, we acknowledge the contributions of our illustrious forebears. We embrace the future, and for our outstanding students, we build a new legacy for the 21st century. We give to them their world of science and technology as we meet them where they are. We prepare them, but it is they who must take the next steps to change the world. We have a responsibility to build upon our storied history, to educate the leaders who, with hope and genuine confidence in their abilities, will make their world, our world, anew. So I hope you enjoy the presentation illustrating the impressive testimony to our great and historic Rensselaer legacy of leadership, a legacy of more than 187 years of scientific and technological achievement, which all of our alumni and alumni share, and again, which we proudly celebrate tonight. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to continue the evening with the induction ceremony. This evening, we will celebrate the achievements of some of the brightest minds who have ever attended Rensselaer. Their achievements in science, education, architecture, and technology have truly changed the world. Dr. Jackson, Judge Gallarza, would you please join me here? The Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame Selection Committee is pleased to present to you the 2011 inductees into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame. Each inductee will receive a glass replica of the windows that line Thompson Hall in the David M. Darren Communications Center. We are pleased to begin the induction ceremony with Livingston W. Houston, class of 1913. I would like to ask Mrs. Carol Maynard, daughter of Livingston Houston, to join Dr. Jackson and Judge Gallarza at center stage. As the 11th president of Rensselaer, Livingston Houston guided the Institute through extraordinary growth and change following World War II. He created the modern administrative structure, grouping academics into schools led by deans and establishing a graduate school and research division. He pioneered new degree programs in geology, mathematics, and mechanics, and introduced programs in language, literature, philosophy, psychology, and economics. Under Houston, the cooperative education program was created, and a branch campus in Hartford, Connecticut was established. Houston's imaginative and lucrative method of investing endowment funds was so successful that his advice was sought by many college presidents. Houston advocated a greater emphasis on non-technical subjects and extracurricular activities, including college sports and student publications. He encouraged the formation and development of outstanding debating, dramatic, and musical organizations. To further expand college life, Houston brought to campus the Field House that now bears his name as an outlet for cultural and athletic activities and an arena for broader community interaction. We are pleased to induct Livingston W. Houston into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. I know you'll find me a little bit prejudiced, but I did find my dad a very, very special individual. He was a businessman who was reluctant to accept the presidency of RPI. He felt it should be an academic person, and he wasn't sure that he qualified. He did not want recognition for any of his accomplishments during his lifetime, and so I was thrilled when the Field House was named the Livingston Houston Field House. He felt a deep loyalty for RPI. And so I am happy to accept today, for my exceptional dad, this great honor that RPI is bestowing upon him. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Peter Q. Bolin, class of 1958. Peter Bolin is an internationally acclaimed architect and founder of the firm Bolin, Zawinski, Jackson, whose body of work ranges from private houses to urban libraries, commercial buildings, and civic centers. His first design, Forest House, came to national attention in 1975 on the cover of New York Times Magazine. Bolin has been noted for creating timeless architecture that celebrates a sense of place, context, and ecological sensitivity. He's equally adept with natural stone and timber on rural sites as he is with steel and glass in urban places. Notable projects include the Washington State residence of Microsoft founder Bill Gates and retail stores for Apple, including the iconic glass cube on Fifth Avenue in New York City. He is the 2010 recipient of the gold medal awarded by the American Institute of Architects, which recognizes a significant body of work of lasting influence on the theory and practice of architecture, and acknowledges his place among the world's great architects. We are pleased to induct Peter Q. Bolin into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, Mr. Bolin could not be with us this evening but he has sent us a brief video message.
What a great honor to be included in the Alumni Hall of Fame, to be among such luminaries. I am just so pleased. Rensselaer is one of the touchstones, the foundation of my life and my career. It was at RPI that I found what I truly wished to do with my life. And I started on a path of understanding what architecture might be, an architecture that very much was concerned with the nature of people, the nature of places, whether man-made or natural, the climate, and technology, and the need to deal with all of these with both rigor and intuition. And so this has carried me through my career, which has just been such a great satisfaction. I'm sorry I won't be there with you today. I was committed 6 months ago to being on the West Coast at this moment, but I'll be thinking of all of you, and again, thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't have spent more time with you today.
Our next inductee is Mr. Stephen Sasson, class of 1972. Mr. Sasson, would you please join Dr. Jackson, Judge Guyarce at center stage. A lifelong research engineer at Eastman Kodak Company, Stephen Sasson changed the future of photography when he invented the world's first digital camera. Sasson's groundbreaking invention revolutionized the way images are captured, stored, and shared, creating new opportunities for commerce and communication, and ultimately transforming an entire industry. In 1975, Sasson developed the first prototype for a digital camera. It was 8 pounds and about the size of a toaster. He received a patent for it in 1978 and continued to work in the emerging field, finding ways to store, transmit, and manipulate digital images. Today, a majority of Americans own digital cameras, many as close as their mobile phones. In conferring his Innovation Award on Sasson in 2009, The Economist called the digital camera a seismic disruption that rendered the existing technology virtually obsolete. The entire digital imaging industry traces directly back to Sasson's original innovation. Sasson was awarded the 2009 National Medal of Technology and Innovation by the President of the United States. We are pleased to induct Stephen J. Sasson into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, to have a guy whose first electronics lab was a hallway closet in Brooklyn be mentioned in the company of the distinguished alumni of this honorary is truly a dream come true. What makes it even more humbling is the realization here I have that I've had a lot of help and support that I've received along the way. I was challenged and inspired by the students and faculty I met here during my years at RPI. I was well prepared to begin my career as I set out to Rochester for Eastman Kodak Company. And our early work in digital photography was done in a laboratory of one of the world's most successful imaging company, imaging that time being defined as a technology based on silver halide film. And with the support of a visionary supervisor, Gareth Lloyd, I got a chance to pursue the idea of a portable handheld electronic still camera and video display system. And the year we spent in that small lab was full of experimentation and many setbacks, and finally in December of 1975, we captured and displayed our first 0.01 megapixel black and white image. Now, you might guess the reaction of such a concept inside our company was interesting. Looking back on it, calling the concept filmless photography probably wasn't the best way to introduce it, but given our audiences. But in spite of this, there was a lot of curiosity and many questions. And why would anybody want to look at their pictures on a television set? How would someone store images? And the big one, when would such a concept be available for the consumer? It was these and 1,000 other questions like them that have been the focus of our industry's efforts in navigating the digital transformation of personal photography over the last 35 years. I have been very lucky to be part of this adventure, and your honor this evening is really a tribute to the education I received here at RPI, as well as the support of the Eastman Kodak Company. And I finally want to thank my family, my wife Cindy, my children Michael and Jennifer, and my extended family represented here tonight by my cousins Nancy and Ellen. And especially I want to thank the sponsors of that hallway closet, my parents, for without their patient indulgence of my boyhood passion for electronics, I simply wouldn't be here this evening. Thank you very much.
Please welcome Dr. Claire M. Fraser-Liggett, Rensselaer class of 1977. Claire Fraser-Liggett helped launch the field of microbial genomics and revolutionized the way microbiology has been studied. In a landmark publication in 1995, she reported on the first complete genome sequence of a free living organism, H. influenza. Since then, she has become one of the world's most highly cited microbiologists. She has overseen the genome sequencing of important human pathogens, including bacterial infections that cause cholera and anthrax, and parasitic infections are responsible for malaria and other devastating diseases in the developing world. Her pioneering work in the sequencing and analysis of human, animal, plant, and microbial genomes has led to a better understanding of the role that genes play in evolution and disease. A former president of the Institute for Genomic Research, in 2007, she launched the Institute for Genome Sciences at the University of Maryland School of Medicine. Fraser-Liggett has led the way in applying genomic and bioinformatic tools to address challenges in disease research, bioterrorism, and environmental issues. We are pleased to induct Claire M. Fraser-Liggett into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame.
Thank you all so very much for this truly extraordinary honor. It was really humbling to sit and watch the other inductees into the Hall of Fame on that short video clip, and it's hard for me to believe that I'm now part of this esteemed group, especially when I think back to my time at freshman orientation, where we were all told to look to the left and look to the right, and at the end of 4 years, one of you would not be here. That was very strong incentive for me to do extremely well. I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to my parents for two things: for instilling in me the confidence that I could do whatever I wanted, and also for their gift of a Rensselaer education. I knew it was special at the time, and it's only in hindsight that I realize what a tremendous gift that really was. My 4 years here were truly transformational for me. I was inspired by all of the professors, by my fellow students, and in particular, I give credit to one of my biology professors, Dr. Lenore Classeri, who in my senior year really gave me the opportunity to see what it was like firsthand to carry out research. And I think without that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I cannot be a stronger proponent for the importance of having a research experience be part of every undergraduate's education. Finally, I really need to accept this tremendous honor tonight on behalf of the very large number of people that I've had the pleasure to work with over the past 20 years. The work that I do does not represent individual investigator science. It's the work of teams, multidisciplinary teams, where each person brings their own expertise to solve a problem that couldn't be tackled by one person alone. I've been inspired by so many of my colleagues and junior faculty over the years. They're the reason I get out of bed every morning and go and do the things that I do. And finally, every time I come back to campus here, particularly under Dr. Jackson's leadership, I have been truly inspired by the students that I see. And the Rensselaer mission to prepare the next generation of scientists and technologists and engineers is no more important than it is today. Again, thank you for this tremendous honor.
Our next inductee is Dr. Jeffrey M. Friedman, class of 1977. Dr. Friedman. Jeffrey Friedman is a distinguished biomedical scientist who has dedicated his career to unraveling the molecular mechanisms that regulate body weight. A professor and laboratory head at Rockefeller University, he has held a concurrent position as an investigator at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute since 1986. In 1994, Friedman discovered leptin, a hormone secreted by fat cells that regulates food intake and energy expenditure and has powerful effects on reproduction, metabolism, and other endocrine systems, and immune function. His groundbreaking research has helped demonstrate that obesity can be a result of metabolic and hormonal disruptions rather than lack of willpower, and has opened obesity research to molecular exploration. In addition to providing a new target for treating obesity, the discovery of leptin has helped scientists develop treatments for other metabolic conditions, including certain forms of diabetes. A member of the National Academy of Sciences and its Institute of Medicine, Friedman was awarded the prestigious Albert Lasker Award for Basic Medical Research in 2010. We are pleased to induct Jeffrey M. Friedman into the Rensselaer Alumni Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud to be a graduate of RPI, and prouder still to have my name now listed among the luminary figures, some of whose names were included in the video we saw. It's 40 years since I arrived on the RPI campus, and it's hard for me to imagine. It would have been hard for me to imagine then that I would somehow be here today. I think it would have been hard for anyone else to imagine it either, at least among my professors, I suppose. But here I am. And I think I owe a debt of gratitude to RPI for the fact that I'm here. It was here that I was introduced to science. It was here that I was introduced to rigorous quantitative thinking. And I think it was here that I was helped to discover a level of confidence in my ability to learn such things that I wouldn't have had before. So I'm very grateful to the committee for giving me this great distinction, and grateful to the university for the role it's played in the development of my career. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Friedman, and thank you again to all of our wonderful inductees, and thank all of you for joining us this evening. I'm so pleased to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of our inductees, and this is always a special occasion, but this is a really special occasion, an evening of great pride for all of us who have the privilege of being associated with Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and its historic legacy. I invite you to join me as we continue the celebration at Evelyn's Cafe. Thank you very much.